Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about art in our homeschool and one of our favorite art activities that we enjoy doing. Alright, so today's video is all about art. If you've been around my channel, you know that I try to incorporate art as much as possible. We do rotate our elective type activities, and art is one of those things that we rotate. Art can be hard in a homeschool because it can be messy. You would need to maybe plan if you're doing a lot of activities. So I do see a lot of homeschools shying away from a repetitive weekly scheduled art program. And so today I just wanted to talk about how we use art in our homeschool, some of the ways I make it easier, and why I think art is really important. Today's video is sponsored by Timberdoodle. Timberdoodle was nice enough to send me this watercolor art kit. I've used these art kits before, and so today I am going to be sharing this product with you guys and explaining why kits like this are so important in our homeschool. So thank you so much, Timberdoodle, for sponsoring today's video. I will have links down below of this art kit, this watercolor kit that I absolutely love. You're going to be seeing my daughter using it in just a little bit, as well as this does come in a Timberdoodle kit. If you're not familiar with Timberdoodle kits, they package everything up grade level for your kids. I will link that down below so you can take a look at that. So first of all, before I get into this awesome product, I just want to talk about art. So art in homeschool, again, can be one of those things that there's not a ton of curriculums out there that kind of guide you through exactly what to do. So what I do is I just say, okay, on Mondays is art day. So your elective is art. And we have a bin that has different art books. I've shared this before in a previous video, and I'll link that down below as well. It can be different kits, as well as if we're doing a curriculum. So if we're doing a fall unit study and there's a fall craft activity, then I just know that that's going to count as our art for our week. So I don't try to overextend ourselves for art because it can be a lot, and I do not do any crazy products or projects. I don't have time for that. I don't like to clean up the mess. It's just not for me. So the reason that I wanted to share this product specifically with you guys is this really introduces an art concept of watercoloring, color theory. You can do the color wheel with this in a very simple, easy way, as well as this kit comes with directions. It comes with a super easy to follow lesson book with 13 projects. And so my second graders, so those of you that are not familiar with my channel, I have a fourth grader, a second grader, and a preschooler. So my second grader, who is 7, could follow these instructions, and she did a watercolor lesson like 90% on her own. She probably could have done the whole thing on her own, but I just wanted to kind of see, so I was obviously there for helping. But in this kit, you get this easy to follow lesson guide, and I really appreciate when the lessons, which I'll show you, and this is the one you're going to see in just a minute, where it gives you step-by-step examples, like, okay, what are you supposed to do, then what, and like pictures of the steps, not just reading the steps. It tells you the materials. The only thing that doesn't come in this kit that you need is masking tape, and we just didn't have any, and that's a common thing with watercoloring, and so we did the project without masking tape, but that would be the only additional thing you need besides this kit. So that's nice too. We could just open the kit and I knew we had everything we needed to get started. So this one is just like painting on wet, so you get your paper wet first, warm and cool colors. So again, talking about color theory, the color wheel, landscape painting, glazes, volume, so how to show volume and shadows, that's really cool. Reserve, yeah, reserve painting. I've never even heard of that. Using a sponge, and the kit does come with a sponge to use as well. drawing with watercolor. So this is cool. It actually comes, and just so you guys know, we already opened the kit. I don't want to share a product with you unless we try it out and use it. So that's why my kit's not all packaged perfectly. But these are watercolor pencils. I didn't even know that these existed until this kit. My older daughter, who loves like sketching, and so she's always using colored pencils or like just traditional sketch pencils, she grabbed these, and so you can draw and then spray water on top of them, and that's a really cool technique as well. So again, something new that I've never even seen. As you can see, there's the examples. You draw it, and then once you spray water, what it does. And so it's really good for like a beach scene. How to get different textures in watercolor. Scratching painting, which again I'm not familiar with, but again, all these techniques. So even though it's a watercolor kit, it's teaching these art terms and techniques that you'll see across so many different arts. There's a moonscape, and so what I think is fun about this is you can go through this and plan, like, are you doing a space unit study? You know, something like this would go really good with that. And that might be, oh, that's the following of that one. So this is the lesson book, and then you can keep this going forward. And even though you don't have to use these specific lessons, you can use the techniques that they teach. So this is really cool. And then it comes with watercolor art paper, which you need watercolor paper, and it's just good for tons of different art projects. I know that my older daughter, she does pastels a lot. She uses watercolor paper for pastels all the time. But what I like is it has blank pages, but then it also has pre-stenciled pages. It's going to be hard to see because it's like really light, but pre-stenciled pages and the instructions on top. So not only do you get that lesson book, but then you actually get the piece of paper that that lesson goes on. So I thought that that was really cool too. Plus you get a bunch of large pages of watercolor. Also in the kit is obviously watercolor paint. These are like dry ones, so you do add water to them, but they're going to practice how to make the colors darker, how to make them lighter. If you put water on the paper first, then use the color. It comes with 3 size brushes, which is perfect for any beginners. All the different size brushes they need. Those colored pencils, watercolor pencils. And then it did come with a sponge, but my kids already got into it, so I don't know where the sponge is. So find yourself a kit like this. This is going to make it easier, and this is advanced. It's not, and no shame on those art kits you find at like Target or Walmart, or even like your craft store, like, you know, like the ones where they cut out foam and paste it. Those are fun and those have a purpose. But this kind of kit is taking art to the next level. It's teaching techniques, it's teaching art terms, and this is what you need if you're really wanting an art study in your homeschool. And this would be a good way to introduce before you do like an artist study on specific artists or different types of art styles. So highly recommend this kit. I will link it down below. And now I'm going to show you us using it, because what would a good review be without us actually using it? So I hope you guys enjoy this review video. So we tried our first lesson. We had everything we needed in the kit. We had our pack of watercolor paper, our lesson guide and project guide that has tons of information, just general how to use what type of brushes, how to make your colors darker, and all those different techniques that I had shared earlier. So we just started with lesson number 1. Lesson number 1 did come with a piece of paper that was already traced and outlined. So we had the steps both on the piece of paper and in the lesson guide book. And in this, we were practicing how to do the different types of blue color. And so my daughter was practicing how to make the dark blue versus the light blue and create all of the water in the project. I really like how with watercolor you can kind of just be creative and you can really put your own tune to it. I know at one point she started kind of adding some black into the blue to make that really top water really, really dark, and that is the fun of watercolor. I was actually watching a adult in-depth video of watercoloring, and it was just amazing how you can mix all the different colors and how the water really can change the art. So I really recommend this for kids because it's really hard to mess up, it actually turns out good no matter what. And so after she finished her water, I helped her outline some of the stenciling that we wanted to show through the watercolor. And so in this one, it was sail ships, it was a lighthouse, and then she was able to watercolor in between those stencils. So that was cool too, seeing how you can stencil an outline and make it darker to really pop in the painting. The last part she moved on to do was the sky, the back of the painting, which it actually looks blue in the steps, but her water had already turned this really cool like gray color. And so she actually got this was such a fun first lesson of watercoloring. I highly recommend this kit to add into your homeschool for fun art lessons. The link is down below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and look at this just beautiful painting that we finished at the end. Have a great day, guys.